and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here or if you're just joining for the first time, so glad you're here. Thank you for joining. If you're coming back for another video, thank you for continuing to follow along in my journey. It's so fun to make these videos. On this channel, I talk a lot about Poshmark and reselling and fashion and a little bit of everything in between. So if you like that type of thing, definitely give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I would really appreciate it. Today, I want to take the time to kind of share my Poshmark story, how I got started, how I got to where I am today, and what kind of got me into the idea of Poshmark and fashion and reselling. I don't think I've really ever shared the full story before, so I thought it would be fun to do this on my YouTube channel, and hopefully you enjoy it. I think this story really starts when I was a little kid growing up, about as soon as I could dress myself and pick out my own outfits. So when I was little, like 3 or 4 years old, I will insert some pictures in the corner up there. But essentially, my parents let me dress myself and pick out my own outfits. My mom also sewed. So I have a lot of pictures growing up in really crazy, vibrant outfits with a lot of colors. And all growing up, I always loved shopping, fashion, having colorful, unique clothing, and that was just always a passion of mine. Around 2011, I came home for a winter break from college, and I had some extra clothes that were laying around. I remember there was like an old Coach purse and a North Face jacket and a couple other things that were laying around. And I started selling a little bit on eBay, and I continued that throughout college and into my first couple of years at my corporate job that I still have today. So it was more of a hobby type thing, clearing out things here or there. And I certainly wasn't like a professional at it at all. I just did a little bit of reselling on the side. I guess this is kind of funny, and this just tells you a little bit about my personality, but anything that was just laying around that was extra that I thought I could sell, I definitely sold on eBay. I sold quite a few things, but it was still a hobby at that time, and so it wasn't a full-scale business. I just did it here and there and kind of got started into the reselling world. Then in 2015, I've been selling on eBay off and on, kind of as a hobby for about 4 years. I discovered Poshmark and everything changed. So one of my friends kept recommending the app because I had a lot of old clothes I needed to give away. And then another one of my friends I knew that actually went to high school with me, her name is Alexandra, had a ton of success with the app. And so I decided to go ahead and download it and try it out. I had no idea what I was doing when I started. I went to a sale that was like a $1, $2, $3 sale, bought a few things, listed them on the app, and I was amazed at how quickly they sold, and I made a little bit of profit. So at that point, I got into thrifting and just started selling things on Poshmark casually. I didn't have any sort of similar look or a brand of my items. I just kind of picked up whatever I thought would sell, and I definitely learned a lot about reselling in the first couple of years. I didn't know at all that there was an Instagram and YouTube reselling community, and honestly at that point there probably wasn't as much of one. So I was kind of figuring out reselling all on my own and doing it in my free time and just listing things, seeing if they sold, and trying things out. It was a lot of experimentation during that first few months of reselling and really the first couple of years. I remember the moment when I was like, this is more than just a hobby. This reselling is really a business. I was at this store, it was a thrift store, and I found 2 authentic Chanel tweed blazers right next to each other for $4 each. And that was really early on in my reselling career, and I was like, wow, this is a real business, and you can really find amazing things at the thrift store. Obviously, I don't find that all the time, but I have found Chanel a couple of times, and every time I get so excited. So that was when I really knew that reselling really could be a business and a great side hustle for me, and it really encouraged me to keep going. After doing Poshmark for about 2 years, in 2017, I decided to go to Poshfest for the first time. And it was in Chicago in October of 2017. And I can honestly say that that just changed everything for me. I went by myself, hardly knowing anybody. I actually roomed with a girl that I met on the Poshmark app. So a little sketchy, but it ended up working out really well. And I met 2 of my best PFFs, Ashley and Stacy, in line for the first Poshfest in 2017. And that was when I learned that there was this reselling community on Instagram. YouTube wasn't as big back then, but I kind of learned about it through there as well. And I just had such a good time at Poshfest. And when I left that conference, I decided 2 things. One, I was going to create a reselling Instagram to learn more from all of these amazing people that I had met at Poshfest 2017. And two, I was going to create a consistent look in my closet and really brand it. So the wall that's behind me and then my flat lay setup, they're very recognizable. They're part of my brand, and I feel like my goal is that when you're looking in a Poshmark party, you look at a photo on this wall and you can tell that it's my closet because it has a specific look and feel. And I feel like that was something I was really missing before Poshfest, and everything changed after that. So I did two things, like I said. I started my reselling Instagram, which is at Emily H. Munn. I'll link it down below. And then I also created a consistent brand for my Poshmark Closet. Both of those things really changed my business for the better. It just completely changed how I operate my business and has really grown my business as a whole. When I started Instagram in 2017 after Poshfest, I had absolutely no idea what to expect, but I've learned so much from Instagram and the reselling community, and I've also made so many great friends that I talk to all of the time. Poshfest 2018 was a completely different experience because I'd met so many people, and it made it so fun because I kind of recognized everybody's faces and was able to have really meaningful conversations. And so I'm so thankful I started it. Recently, I started, of course, my YouTube channel, which I'm talking to you on today, and that has also been really rewarding. It's kind of crazy looking back because when I was a little kid, I would run around with my parents' video camcorder, and I would make videos, like write plays, and have my cousins and my brother and me would all act them out. And today I'm using a camera to make YouTube videos to help other people. It's just been really rewarding, and I love getting to do it. I love being able to just sit down in front of a camera and teach you something because I feel like it's a really easy way to consume content, especially when you're really busy. Maybe you can watch it on the treadmill or watch it while you're sharing your Poshmark closet. It's been a great progression in my journey, and I'm so glad I started it. When I downloaded the Poshmark app in 2015, I truly never imagined that I would have sold thousands of items on the app, have a reselling Instagram and a YouTube. I never really was on social media that much besides Facebook in college and after college, so it's just crazy to me the power of it and how much you can learn from it. And I've just really enjoyed doing it. So in the next year, 2019, I really want to focus a lot more on my YouTube and delivering helpful content, and on my Instagram, and of course continuing to resell and get better and better, increase my knowledge. I think knowledge is key, and just continue to provide items to people that are really good quality, and of course are something that are a lot less expensive than what you would find at a regular retail store. That's kind of the high level of my Poshmark story. Of course, there are a lot of details I left out. There's a lot that goes into building a business, but these were kind of the highlights that I wanted to share with you. So if you have any questions for me, definitely leave them down below, and I would love to hear about your Poshmark story. You can leave it in the comments or shoot me a DM on Instagram. I think it's really neat to see where everybody's coming from and how, even though we're all different, we all come together on an app called Poshmark, and I just love learning from all of you. That's all for this video, and it was so fun to get to share this. I will talk to you soon. Bye.